Hello everyone, Thempyrean here with more new cards. We've got new stuff for Chaotic Origins, or Chaos Origins. Apparently, the Yugi stuff, the Chaos Rituals, weren't the only Chaos coming in this pack, because we've also got the Sacred Beasts getting a new wave of support, which, of course, as you know, features a lot of Chaos Beasts and such as their support. So these guys got a pretty decent wave of support at this point a few years back in a structure deck that included some really powerful pieces of support, some of which actually got hit on the ban list when they were used in the Yubel deck. This time around, this is a big wave of support for them. I want to see what they can do on their own, and maybe it's something. Maybe it's something. First up, we got a big full art here. Look at that, the 3 Sacred Beasts on one card. It's so usually the fusion is like that guy that's Archetype, the fusion of all 3 of them. This one is just 3 guys on one card, which is fine, I suppose. We have Phantasmal Sacred Beasts of Chaos. So this is a level 10 Dark Fiend fusion effect monster with 5,000 attack, 5,000 defense. I believe Archetype can get to 10,000 with its effect, but only with its effect, otherwise it has 0 attack. So this is splitting the difference, I guess. Also, those guys have a lot of attack anyways. I think that's usually 3,000 is their default, or is it 4,000? I'm not sure remember. Anyways, you use 3 level 10 monsters that cannot be normal summon or set, which actually is a lot. There's a lot of stuff you could put in here, including the Egyptian gods themselves instead of the Sacred Beast, which is kind of funny. But it must first be fusion summoned or special summoned for your extra deck by sending the above card you control to the graveyard. That's interesting. Because I wonder if there's any funny things you could do to make this guy. You can only special summon this once per turn this way, no matter which method you use. Okay. That's probably pretty important. The first 2 times this card be destroyed by a card effect each turn, it is not destroyed. See, this is what I was talking about last time, where I was like, this is the way to do Towers effects. Make it so it has a limited number of of protections. I like this a lot. Card design wise, I think as power level wise, it's a pretty good thing to have on here, but it's not crazy. Thrice per turn and once per chain, quick effect. Oh no, that's a terrifying thing to see. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn, then gain life points equal to half its attacks. So this is obviously referencing the trap card, the continuous trap card that gains life points equal to everything your opponent summons with the life point gain. But the first thing I think of when I see negate effects gain life points, attack points would be more what I'm thinking as a Crystal Wing, right? This is interesting though. It's got 3 negates. It is a face-up card, or monster specifically, not even just card. So that limits what you can use it on, but it has 3 of them. And then you gain life points for it too, which is nice. This is a pretty strong card. I mean, the way to make it's a little rough, but a Necrofusion's an interesting thing here. I'm down. All right. I know we've been trying to make better cards across the board, so I'm seeing it. Here's Uriah. I love red. I love Slifer. I love Uriah. I love this shit. Uriah, Lord of Steering Flames, Sacred Beast of Cataclysmic Fire. So far, Raviel is the only one that has one of these alternate modes. So this wave is giving everyone an alternate mode now, which is cool. What does Sacred Beast of Cataclysmic Fire do? Level 10 Fire Pyro, Special Summon Effect Monster, 0 attack, 0 defense. Cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summon with a Sacred Beast card. Interesting. Can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. Reveal this card in your hand, add a Sacred Beast trap for your deck to your hand, and discard 1 card. Okay, it's a consistency tool in addition to a big monster. Gains 1,000 attack and defense for each trap in the grave. Not continuous trap, just any trap. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target a spell trap on the field, destroy it. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. Holy shit, are we? This is making me think we might actually get Egyptian god card support too. If they're willing to do this for the Sacred Beast, they might be willing to do it for the god cards. Whoa. Okay. Wow, okay, this is not a bad card. It is consistency, getting the trap cards, which is, maybe not as essential. It added the hand, so it's not like it's something you can activate immediately. It gains the attack like you expect Uriah to do, so it keeps the flavor of the deck. And then it has a quick effect spell trap pop. It's not bad. All right, what's up with Haman? Haman was always the strongest of the Sacred Beasts because it actually did something. What's it doing now? Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder, Sacred Beast of Sinful Catastrophe. Crazy name. It's got the 4,000 stats. Light Thunder, special summon, level 10. Cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summon with a Sacred Beast card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can reveal this card in your hand, add a Sacred Beast spell from your deck to your hand, and discard one card. This one's a lot better because the spells can be activated immediately. So this is a crazy piece of consistency. I don't think any of the old stuff... I imagine if I just type Sacred Beast, will I get a lot of that stuff because it's mentioned in the name? No, I will not, because it has to be. I have to type in. Let's just type in Uriah. That should get us there. So yeah, this is the only one so far, like out of cards that have actually been released already that's named Sacred Beast, including the monsters. The Chaos Summoning Beast, none of these have Sacred Beast on them. This doesn't have Sacred Beast on them. Fallen Paradise doesn't have Sacred Beast on it. Naturias are showing up. God damn it. Let's type Haman then. And Jesus Christ. Okay, we'll type Haman. Fine. Yeah, Haman doesn't have Sacred Beast in there either. None of these do. This is Spirit Gates and not Sacred Beast. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to with this new searching. These cards actually kind of eschew a lot of the old stuff a little bit. And the old stuff mentions the specific names of the original ones. And I haven't seen anything that changes their names to the original ones, which is interesting. It's interesting that we're seeming to be abandoning the old cards. I knew that they're trying to make it so that the new card waves in new packs are playable on their own instead of having to be supported by another deck. They want you to be able to open a box of product and build a deck out of that. That's like a major push they're making for product right now. But I didn't think it would end up like this, where new support waves for old decks will just be completely divorced from them. I figured we'd still have a little bit of that like connection, but apparently not. I guess you still have that one trap card, but that's it. Well, let's keep looking. Maybe something will change. So yeah, we're getting the spell card, which is gonna have to be one of the new ones because it doesn't search any of the old stuff. Once per turn, if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, inflict 1,000 damage to them. Wow. If this card is destroy a battle or card effect, you activate this effect, you take no damage for the rest of the turn. What a strange one. What an unusual one. And here's Raviel getting a second new form. Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, Sacred Beast of Endless Eternity. 4,000, level 10 Dark Fiend. Cannot be normal summon or set, must be special with a Sacred Beast card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can reveal this card in your hand, add a Sacred Beast monster from your deck. Of course, it adds the monsters. They're each focused on one of the three typings. Super typings, I mean. To hand, except for Raviel, Sacred Beast. Then discard one card, of course. Once per turn, you contribute 2 other Sacred Beast monsters. Destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible. If you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each card destroyed with this effect. Sure. That seems like Raviel to me. So these are really only good in my eyes as extension, or as like consistency tools to get the pieces that we need to make this board, and then material for the fusion. And I think, can they have to be you control, so you can just do that. You could also use them as link material if you get them all in the field and then use Necrofusion or something, but you'd have to find a way to Necrofusion. That's the creator. Where is he? Yeah. That looks a lot like the creator. Yeah, it is. Did the guy play creator? I don't remember this episode very well. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is so boring to me, and this duel in particular, the guitar that just plays the entire time you're watching the dub really started to get on my nerves. I think it gave me a headache too. It's just constant. It's really fucking annoying. And there's no other ambient noise at all in the dub. They rip out every little bit of ambient noise that the anime had. I can't wait to watch it undubbed in the future. Check out my Twitch streams for more of that. We're going to be watching the finale of Season 0 soon, and then we're going to be moving to Duel Monsters and then the GX and such. We're watching them all subbed so I can experience them in the subtitled form for the first time. But yeah, I guess he played creator maybe? This is interesting, showing the creator creating the Sacred Beast, the orchestrator of the Sacred Beasts even, apparently. Level 8 Light Thunder. He was a Thunder. I forgot about that. 2300, 3000. Can use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. Kagamaru had the creator in his deck. Oh, apparently he did. Okay. I completely blanked on that. You can reveal this card in your hand, discard one card, and if you do, special summon one Sacred Beast monster from your hand in defense position except for a level 8 monster. So it's except for itself. So if you get Raviel, you can grab Orchestrator off of Raviel, discard a card, and then you can Orchestrator, discard a card, and summon Raviel. And then you can discard a card when it's on the field, especially summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, except a level 8 monster or the discarded card. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, which if you discarded it, is good. And special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your graveyard in defense position, except a level 8 monster. Okay, so it has 3 different effects to summon a Sacred Beast monster, depending on where it is, hand, field, or grave. There's 3 different Sacred Beasts. You do the math. But we also have other tools. We have Martyr of the Sacred Beast, which is like one of the Chaos Beasts of old, but now decked out in Sacred Beast naming. Level 1 Dark Fiend effect monster. You know, it does have Sacred Beast in the name, and this one just says except a level 8 monster, so it can't summon itself, but it can summon the Martyr. That's interesting. If this card is normal special, you can place a Sacred Beast field spell or continuous spell trap for your deck face up on your field. Now remember, that does not include any of the previous cards printed, so it's going to have to be what we're going to read after this. If you control another Sacred Beast monster, you can special summon 2 Martyr of the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Oh, it's Ra's Disciple. It's Ra's Disciple for Sacred Beast, but better, I assume, because it doesn't have any lock on it. Wow, okay. During your opponent's end phase, if this card and a level 10 Sacred Beast monster are in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Oh, and it cycles itself back. Oh, and they can come from the graveyard. Wow, this card is crazy. Wow, this card is really good. Wow, 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 wow. This one's incredible, actually. This one's fucking insane. This is 3 link material. Like, if you can get a second Sacred Beast monster on the field, this guy is just 3 link material, all on its own. There's nothing locking you out of links so far. Unleashing the Sacred Beast, normal spell card. You can only use the first and second card once per turn. Add 3 Sacred Beast monsters with different names for your deck to your hand and discard 2 cards. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. It's still discarding 2 cards. There's a lot of discard in this deck. That's the one thing that's really putting me off, is that this deck has so much discarding. You're losing so much hand advantage the entire time you're playing this deck. Honestly, with how much hand advantage you're losing, why even bother adding the discard 2 cards? Just add 3 Sacred Beast cards. They'll discard themselves. If this card is in your graveyard, except for the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, add a level 10 Pyro, Thunder, or Fiend monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck to your hand. So that box is in the original Sacred Beast cards. So I think they want you to play them, maybe? We'll see. This card is very strong. It is just letting you... It is literally just letting you replace 3 cards in your hand with 3 Sacred Beast cards. Including itself. 3 cards including itself with 3 Sacred Beast cards. It is just fix your hand turbo the card. Fallen Paradise of the Sacred Beast. So this is our new field spell replacing the old Fallen Paradise. You can use the second effect of this card once per turn. Thrice per turn, you can send 3 other cards of the same type, monster, spell, trap from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Then you can special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand, deck, graveyard, or banishment. And if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's activated spell trap effects. What the fuck? If you control a Sacred Beast monster whose original level is 10, you can draw 2 cards. So it still has the draw 2 effect. That's why we have so much discard, is because we have the draw 2 effect. So, and this can get these effects can also get the creator retrain as well. This guy instantaneously, if you have a monster spell and trap to send, this card instantaneously makes the fucking 3 negates guy. It gets you the 3 monsters you need, and then you can just make the 3 negates guy. That's awesome. Wow. That's really strong. And then it also draws you 2 cards. You also draw 2 cards. You also just draw 2 cards. Oh shit, a retrain of Cerulean Skyfire. Skyfire of the Sacred Beast. A continuous spell card. You can use the first and second card name once per turn. During your main phase, you can place 2 Skyfire of the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up on your field. Just 2. You can just place 2 on your field. Skyfire of the Sacred Beast. That's this card. Oh, okay. You're placing 2 other copies of it on the field. And then you can reveal a level 10 Sacred Beast monster in your hand. Then you can place Fallen Paradise of the Sacred Beast from your deck face up in your field spell zone. And for one, Haman just adds that. So Haman can just get you a card that gets you 2 more cards. But so does Martyr. Martyr also gets that. It gets the continuous spell, which if you have the guy in hand, also gets you the field spell. But if you don't have the guy in hand, you just get the field spell instead, and the field spell can get you into the guys. Wow! And then, but this guy gets you guys to send for Fallen Paradise. What the fuck, dude? What the absolute fuck? Okay, Destruction Chant of the Sacred Beast. That's a really cool art, too. Absolutely destroying Flame Winged Man in the big city. Wow, that's a really good art. I like the art on this one. Whoa, I like this art too. Wow. The Winged Karibo looking sad while the big guy is up top. Okay, first up, Destruction Chant of the Sacred Beast. Normal trap card. You can only use the first and second of this card's name once per turn. Special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Now remember, all these cards are Sacred Beast cards, so they ignore the effect that they can't be special summoned. Because we special summoned by the effect of Sacred Beast monster cards, so all these count. So this one just special summons one from hand or grave. If you control 2 or more Sacred Beast monsters whose original level is 10, you can negate the effects of a face-up card your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. This one just says card, so you can hit field spells and continuous cards, or just a card that was activated lower in the chain. That's crazy. You have to control 2 or more Sacred Beast monsters whose original level is 10. The fusion is a level 10, right? That'll help. Yeah, it is. That helps. You still need 1 more besides that to get the negate going, but, you know. You banish this card from your graveyard. Wait. Hold up. It says if you control 2 or more. So the special summon has already happened, I think? So in that case, you would get the negate immediately. Wow. That's crazy. Banish this card from your graveyard. Fusion summon a Phantasm fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Okay, if this said grave, it would be crazy. It does not say grave. That's fine. That's just an extra fusion. That's fine. Don't mind that at all. All right, here's a continuous trap. So this is the Uriah version of the Skyfire card. Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast. What a fucking cool ass name too. You can use the first and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. During the main phase, you can place 2 Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up on your field. Cool. You can send 3 face-up Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast you control to the graveyard, including this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down defense position. Okay. I guess that's cool. During your opponent's end phase of this card in your graveyard, you can place it on the bottom of the deck. That's an... Okay, so that is also a once per turn. So this one's a little less good than the rest of them, purely because there's no way to activate it the turn it was set. You have to, if you get to it, it doesn't really help you as much. But you do want trap cards for your field spell to send. I don't know, maybe it's fine. I don't know. Holy shit, this deck is fucking bonkers. What the fuck is going on with this deck? Like, this is crazy, right? Am I insane? The one thing you could say about it is that payoffs are a little limited, but only a little. I mean, this guy's a pretty decent monster. As a person who's played a lot of Evol, right? Lars is a really strong card. Now, Lars can also negate spells. This guy can't negate spells. But just getting face-up monsters, thrice per turn negating face-up monsters actually makes it pretty tough to chew through for some decks that are activating a lot of effects on field. Uriah is good, interesting spell trap destruction, so something good to summon off of the trap card. Haman gets a little bit of burn damage, but otherwise is really just a consistency tool, getting you into that crazy spell that gets you 3 Sacred Beast cards. Raviel gets you into your monsters like the Creator, Orchestrator, and the Martyr. Orchestrator gets you 3 summons of Sacred Beast cards. Martyr gets you 3 monsters on board for you to use for your effects. Or for link summons, there's nothing stopping you from link summoning with Orchestrator or Martyr, or all the crap you summon with them. Unleashing the Sacred Beast is like a custom card that just fixes your hand if you draw it or search it. And the next turn it can get you into one of the old Sacred Beast cards if you want them for some reason. And like these cards, because they put 3 fiends on the field, 3 continuous spells on the field, 3 continuous traps on the field, they do support the old Sacred Beast as well. The one problem with that is that the old Sacred Beast stuff does not support this new Sacred Beast stuff very well. It's all going to be named Uriah, Haman, Raviel, rather than any card named Uriah, Haman, or Raviel, right? It's very specific. Chaos Summoning Beast can't summon the new guys. Dark Beckoning Beast that can't add the new guys. They can make guys on board, but the new guys don't summon that way, right? Dimension Fusion Destruction, though, however, you can use, because it's a fusion materials listed on a Phantasm Fusion monster from the grave. So if you were running, I guess if you're running Dimension Fusion Destruction or Necrofusion or both, you could do some Graveyard Fusion. I don't know if that's worth it, honestly. I don't think there's a good way to search this card either. Oh wait, is one of them searches, right? This one, right? It searches the Dimension Fusion Destruction. Yes! You just have to get it into your graveyard. If you can get Phantasmal Summoning Beast into your graveyard somehow, which it is Phantasmal. Does anything have anything to do with Phantasmal? I don't think so. I think everything is just Sacred Beasts, right? Here, I'll just type in Phantasmal. Okay. No, nothing else says Phantasmal in here. I guess you could find a way to Foolish Burial it. If you can find a way to get this into the graveyard in this deck, you could add the Dimension Fusion and summon the thing from the graveyard, and with that really open up the monsters for link material and just do like huge link boards like Yubel did. There's a lot of fiends in here. You could access a lot of the same tools that Yubel was using. Granted, there's also a lot of thunders in here as well, and a pyro. But I think there's enough fiends in here that you could still do some of the fiend stuff. And of course, you can always make that rank 10. Oh, what is his name? Vajrana or something like that? I always blank on his name. Awakening of the Sacred Beast is also still on the table, but it gains effects based on the number Uriah, Haman, and Raviel, specific names, not the new names. So that wouldn't really get you anywhere, even though it is theoretically searchable. Unless you decide to play both of these things in the same deck. But honestly, and this feels really weird, right? Like these, they don't really fit very well together. Like this Sacred Beasts wave really wants to work with Sacred Beasts. That wave of old stuff really wants to work with itself. They're two separate Sacred Beast decks. And I guess this is kind of the same with the Chaos Ritual deck too, when you think about it. The Chaos Ritual deck doesn't work with any of the old Chaos Ritual stuff. I just didn't really think about that because it wasn't as much of an established thing, although I guess Black Luster Soldier. But Black Luster Soldier has had so many different identities over the years. Whether it's like, well, we're doing the Beginning Night stuff, we're doing the Super Soldier stuff, we're doing normal Ritual stuff. It's had so many different identities, it didn't really jar me at all that it was going with another new identity with the Dark Magician of Chaos as well. This here, Sacred Beast has a very established identity with very powerful cards that are now being thrown out for new powerful cards. That's really weird. I think like it's really weird. I feel like you could still make this a very playable archetype here, like a self-contained archetype, and still have cards like the Old Fallen Paradise, Opening of the Spirit Gates especially still viable, Chaos Summoning Beast and Chaos Dark Beckoning Beast. Like, all you need to do for to make these viable is make the new cards count as the old cards in the hand. If they counted as the old cards in the hand, I guess you would still have to worry about the one that does them from the deck, but even then you could just make them always count as the old card. If you just replace the old cards, nobody's gonna mind. And nobody plays, although with these new cards you might be playing enough of them, but even if you want people to play the old Sacred Beast with these cards still, like for one, you haven't incentivized that at all. But for two, if you wanted to do that, you could follow the formula of Suship. Like, we already have a way for you to make a card that is another card at all times. This card's name becomes Gunkan Suship Sari while in the hand, deck, graveyard, or on the field. If you just add banishment to that, I think you'll be set. So I don't know why we have to eschew this entire history of Sacred Beast cards that I think are quite fun to make a new deck. Like I get it. These cards aren't great, but they're not that bad. Some of them are, but you could just eschew them like you've done the entire thing. You've thrown the baby out with the bathwater is what I'm saying. And that's a little disappointing, but otherwise, these cards seem very strong. And I think you could do some insane stuff with them. One thing I'm noticing, there's no turn 0 plays, which is a little bit of a downside. Doesn't kill a deck. I don't think every deck needs to have a turn 0 play. Some decks are just not going to have that. I think this deck is has a lot of stuff going for it that could potentially mean it doesn't need to have that kind of stuff going on. And I think it has some varied options as well. It's not just reliant on the field spell. The field spell is quite strong, but we also have the orchestrator to help as well, and just the martyr as well. I'm noticing they don't have, so these guys can't summon themselves on their own at all. They can't summon themselves on their own at all. They have to be summoned by effects of other monsters or cards. Which is a little concerning, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem because they all search the cards that do the thing, at least to a certain extent. I think the unfortunate thing is, though, the way they've set up the trap card you're playing 1 Uriah, 3 Haman, 3 Raviel, right? Raviel searches your monsters, Haman searches your spells. You want both of those to happen. Actually, you might not even play 3 Raviel just because you can, the monsters are so easily searchable in the deck. You might even just play 1 Raviel and just 3 Haman to get into Unleashing the Sacred Beast. Of course, Unleashing the Sacred Beast could potentially be the most Ash Blossomable card of all time, outside of Snake Rain. This is the new Snake Rain for Sacred Beasts. But yeah, there is so much going on here, so much potential in these cards that this is gonna, like, if I tried to say like, oh, these are bad, oh, these are good, they look very strong to me. What I'm gonna say. I feel like if I tried to say some definitive, these are gonna be terrible into the meta, or they're actually gonna be very strong into the meta, I'm gonna end up having to do another redo like I did with the Chaos Rituals after I see some Exordio video or something. But what I will say is that these cards are potentially way too fucking strong for how few locks they have, which is none. I have not seen a single goddamn lock on any of these fucking cards. None of these cards have locks on them. What the fuck is that? And you're just allowed to have infinite material now. It doesn't matter. What are you gonna make? That's the question. How many interruptions can you play through? I feel like this can play through a couple because it's got enough cards like that do things to do it. I can't even like, again, this guy alone is just, you get this guy on field and another Sacred Beast, like potentially something summoned by the Orchestrator or by the field spell or by the continuous spell or even by the continuous trap if you're like, or the fucking normal trap. I guess this one doesn't summon. Yeah, this one doesn't summon. But the other ones summon. All the other ones summon. And so you get any of those together and Martyr, and you've got 4 link material. Like, that's crazy, right? Even if like you want to keep the one Sacred Beast monster on the field, and because you're trying to make the fusion monster, you want to keep the one Sacred Beast monster on the field, you want to send one of these guys and a spell to get the other Sacred Beast on the field. Even if that's the case, right? You still get 2 link material. That's an IP Masquerena. You could still get stuff off of the Orchestrator from grave and on the field. Hell, you get something from the Orchestrator on field, and then you link it off. And then it gets something from the graveyard back on the field, and then just more link material. Or it's, for the fusion guy. There's just so much link material in this deck. It's crazy. Does the fusion banish or is it send to grave? Sending the above card you control to grave. Yeah, so they're easily accessible too. Fuck, dude. These seem really strong. I could see these. I could see these being the next Yubel. I could see them working well with Yubel potentially. Although I think maybe Yubel takes a little too much space on its own. And these guys take up a lot of space as well because of all the 3-ofs you're going to have to play. That's the one thing. I think this deck is going to be weak on non-engine. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of room for that. And I'm honestly kind of for that. I think a lot of engines should be larger than they are currently. And I like the idea of this one being a larger engine. I like meta decks in the future being a larger engine in general. I do wonder how small you can make this engine too, though. I feel like you could also make this... It's funny because it's kind of hitting the 2 things I want. I want small engines that do a little, and I want big engines that do a lot that can't have room for non-engine, as much non-engine. And I want the little engines, you have to supplement them with other engines that crowd out room for non-engine. I want there to be less non-engine in the game. And I wonder if you can do a small engine with this that does a little, like maybe it just makes the fusion guy and doesn't make the crap ton of link material. And then you have the large engine that makes a crap ton of link material and the fusion guy, and then you're like solid. I don't know. Something to work on. I think this is a really interesting one to tinker with. And I'm very excited to see what people do with it in their tinker studies. Let me know what you're doing with these cards. I think these are exciting as hell. I'm fascinated by the design here. Let me know what you're doing down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, Fire Mizumi, Beastman, Bryn, and Beelzis. A big thanks to all my patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.